The province laid down its arguments against a constitutional challenge of Bill 7. They came into court preparing to defend the piece of legislation that they say actually benefits the healthcare system overall.
Long-term care is a home. A hospital is a hospital.
That was Premier Doug Ford on Monday, standing his ground on the More Beds, Better Care Act. Lawyers for the province were in court on Tuesday and provided accounts from a number of senior hospital officials who they say support the bill. The province mainly argues that the advocates have not submitted any evidence to show that the legislation disproportionately impacts the elderly more than other groups. Lawyers provided an example from an Ontario doctor who said one alternative care patient who was to be sent to rehab left the hospital in roughly 1 day. This was opposed to an ALC patient bound for long-term care who ended up staying in a hospital acute bed for 40 days.
We're doing this. We're finding proper homes and long-term care and transferring them over there.
Lawyers for long-term care advocates had the chance to present their arguments on Monday, saying the bill infringed upon some of the patients' rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
We still are of the position that this is unconstitutional.
Nora Challoner's husband was sent to a home about an hour and a half away from where they live after he suffered a stroke. She wasn't able to travel to visit him. She says she also saw others around her who were subject to the bill.
We were surrounded by other people who were being forced to pay $400 a day or make a quick judgment on where they were going to go, and it could be 70, 80 kilometers away.
Both sides seem to agree, though, that the healthcare system is strained.
The pressures have been so huge on this from the health cuts for 20 years. Successive governments have made horrible cuts.
When the legislation first passed, the Ford government said about 1,800 beds were taken up by an alternative level of care patient who could be moved to long-term care. The province says by the end of January 2024, about 2,200 alternative level of care patients were awaiting a spot in a nursing home that they say equaled up to nearly 200,000 days in hospital beds. The Ontario Health Minister's office also says only 5 people have been charged under Bill 7 so far. City News reached out to the Minister of the Attorney General's office for comment on Tuesday's hearing. They provided us a statement saying, as this matter is before the court, it would be inappropriate to comment. Now the hearings have wrapped up for the day. It could take months before the justice comes back with his final decision. In downtown Toronto, Afua Baah, City News.